This is one of the two speakers, the old ELAC 10-inch speakers in that 64 AC10. And while they do sound okay, I've spoken to the owner about this amp and this project many times. He wants everything as good as possible. So I got in there with a flashlight and peeked through the grill cloth. And both speakers have places where there have been previous repairs, places where there is slight damage to the cone. And as you can see, this dust cap is just rotting away. So even though they're working now, they won't be working very long now that the amp is full throttle again. So we are going to get these reconed. So I've got to remove these from the cabinet. And that's proving a little bit difficult because of the way this baffle is constructed. I've got the baffle pulled from the amp. These screws come from the other side of the wood, and there is a nut on this side, which is supposed to be holding the screw tight to the chassis. This one is. This one, however, is loose, and it has seized up from rust, and I cannot tighten this nut against the baffle unless I have access from the other side. So I need to remove this grill cloth to do that. More on that in a moment. And I cannot remove this speaker at all because this screw is also loose. So as I turn this nut to free the speaker, the entire screw turns. So again, I've got to remove the grill cloth from the other side so I have access to the other end of these screws to be able to make this happen. These screws are all rusted out. So the plan, I just spoke to the owner, is once I get all this off, I'm going to remove all of these screws and replace them with new stainless steel ones so we can rebuild this the way it was originally, but stronger, so that this won't be a problem that continues, because once these things start to rust and seize up, it's just a nightmare. The good news is we'd already planned on removing and replacing this grill cloth. You can see here where there's some severe damage. And he already has the new cloth, and we've already found a company that is supposed to be able to do this very well. So I'm going to do half their job for them. I'm going to start by removing all these staples and getting this white beading off of the entire thing and putting it carefully to the side. And then I will carefully remove the staples that hold the grill cloth in place. I don't know whether I'm going to pull this gold fascia strip or leave it to the next company to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to leave it to them, because it's very easy for these to get damaged. But if I can get the grill cloth released from the two sides and the bottom and then pull it up, I can do what I need to do. And then I will send this baffle off without the speakers, with new hardware installed, at least the ones that hold the speakers in place, to be recovered. And then when I get this back from getting new grill cloth put on, then I'll put it all the way back together with reconed speakers. And I will do my best to clean all these studs, which are not loose, fortunately, but these are the ones which hold the baffle to the cabinet. So once I get all these cleaned up, and I will clean the nuts and hardware that are associated with these, we should be able to put this back together the way it was in 1964, with new hardware, no rust, nothing loose, nothing binding, new grill cloth, new whatever you call this backing cloth behind the grill cloth that likes to buzz against speakers, and reconed Elco tins. And again, I use Halford loudspeakers here in Memphis for all my reconing needs. They do a fantastic job. So the amp electronically is done, but we've got some serious work to do on the speakers and all that fun stuff. And then I'll rewire them nicely and well, and this amp will be a champion. Sorry, Brad, I know that's your word.